Yo, what is good, everybody? My name is the Coaster King, and today I'm going to come at you with a underrated, overrated, fair video talking about three B&M inverts, that being the Batman clones, Alpengeist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and Afterburn at Carowinds. Let's just get right into the video. Start off with their underrated spot is going to be Afterburn at Carowinds. Afterburn, I always felt like, is one of the best B&M inverts, if not the best B&M invert. I think it's actually number 2 behind Banshee in my personal rankings. But I think it's a great ride. I really don't have too many complaints with it. I like the intensity and everything that really it has with it. This drop is extremely intense. It's one of the best B&M invert drops, that I've been on. You get a classic B&M invert loop off the drop, not bad. And you know, all these elements are very intense and really keeps the intensity and speed that I was looking for in a B&M invert. I really like how the elements are back to back to back, and it's almost constant. It doesn't really let up, and that's something that I really looked for in a B&M invert. A lot of other ones, you know, you take breaks, but this is element after element, and that really creates the intensity, and of course it keeps up the speed throughout the ride, and just overall is a very great B&M invert. I really like the ride a lot, and I do think it's one of the best B&M inverts out there, if not the best. Personally, I'm having it behind Banshee for the number 2 spot, but definitely a very great ride. Right next to it at Overrated is going to be Alpengeist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The reason I think this ride is overrated is because I don't think it's a top 3 B&M invert. A lot of people do put it as that, and I just personally, when I went on this, was not overly impressed. I did find it to be a little uncomfortable. Some of like the leg chopping feeling kind of sucked, kind of hurt a little bit, and I did have a huge rattle on it. This ride does have a huge B&M rattle from my experiences. That I've probably rode it about 5, 6, 7 times. But as soon as I got off those rides, I had 2 more days at the park, or 1 more day at the park, and I said I'd rather just go on Griffin or Apollo's. This ride just, it's huge. It's a massive B&M invert. It's just significantly bigger than Afterburn, but it does not do enough for me. This roughness sucks. The intensity is not great, and the speed is high stat wise, but you know, going on the ride, it kind of seems like it meanders a lot and does not keep the intensity as a ride like Afterburn does. As we're gonna see in a little bit, I do like the theming that it kind of has, how it uses the terrain almost with the snow works kind of. I like that a lot, but other than that, it really does not have too much great theming, and you know, does not really interact with other rides well. This is pretty cool, I'll give it that, but other than that, I really just don't think the ride was intense enough for me. Don't think the ride was great compared to all of the B&M inverts, and really just don't think that it could be considered as highly as it really is today. So that's why I have it here at overrated. And lastly, for the fair spot, I'm putting Batman clones. These are usually seen as lower tier B&M inverts. They're not as good as some of the other B&M inverts, so that's why I'm putting it as fair. I do think that's an accurate opinion about them. This one here that I'm showing is Batman at Great Adventure. The intensity is decent. From the one at Batman Great Adventure and the one at over Texas, they were fine. With the roughness, and the one at Fiesta Texas, that's the one I've been on. Those are all fine with the intensity, and with the roughness, I didn't really have a complaint with it. You do gray out a couple points in this ride. I gray out on the loop and sometimes at some of these helixes, but just overall great ride. Like right there, I usually am grayed out, but decent ride. You know, it does suck. They're constant cloned, so there's like a million of these across the world, but really they're not that bad, and I think it should be seen as a below average B&M invert, but you know, deserves some of that respect that it gets. That's gonna be it, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video. Also, let me know any video ideas for the near future that you guys want me to touch on. That's gonna be it. I'll see you guys next time. Be good.